I learned that patience can lead to justice when I spent 3 years quietly gathering proof against my husband, who was slowly poisoning me. Not with a swift, lethal toxin, but a creeping kind that kept me ill, reliant, and dismissed by others as unstable. It made everyone question my sanity while he played the role of the caring spouse. It began subtly, about a year into our marriage. Headaches after meals, stomach troubles that came and went, dizziness that struck without warning, exhaustion that no rest could cure. At first, I thought it was stress or a strange illness, but it worsened over time. Doctors suggested anxiety, digestive issues, or that it was all in my mind. My husband, Ethan, would sit beside me at appointments, his face full of concern, telling them how worried he was, how I'd become confused, even paranoid, how he'd taken over our finances because my memory was so foggy. We'd been together 7 years, married for 4. Everyone saw him as flawless, charming, successful, devoted. Friends remarked on how fortunate I was to have someone so attentive, staying home when I felt unwell, canceling plans to care for me. They called him a saint, a model husband, but something felt off. When Ethan was away, I'd feel better, physically better. During his work trips, my headaches eased, my stomach calmed. Yet within days of his return, I'd be weak, dizzy, forgetting entire conversations. I'd wake up groggy, not recalling when I'd fallen asleep. The first clue came when I caught him adding something to my coffee while he thought I was out of sight. I confronted him, a mistake. He recorded my outburst, then shared it with my mom, his parents, our friends Leela and Mark. In the video, I sounded frantic, accusing my perfect husband of harming me. His calm voice contrasted with my desperation, asking me to take my pills, saying the doctor warned of these episodes. Everyone looked at me with pity or unease. Leela pulled me aside, suggesting I trust Ethan, that I might need help. After that, he pushed for a psychiatrist, even hinting at inpatient care, framing it as concern for my safety. When I was in agony from stomach pain, he'd smooth my hair, promising to always care for me. He'd tell others how hard it was, but that he'd vowed to stand by me in sickness and in health. Everyone admired him more. Poor Ethan, burdened with his ailing wife. If I spoke out again, I knew he'd twist it, make me seem crazy, or maybe even have me locked away. So I stayed silent, watched. I stopped drinking his coffee, pouring it out when he wasn't looking. I refused his food, claiming my stomach needed plain meals, cooking separately and flushing his dishes when he wasn't around. I hid activated charcoal pills in a place he'd never check, a sanitary pad box. Slowly, my strength returned. My mind cleared. I knew then he was poisoning me, but I needed evidence, not just suspicions. I turned our spare room into my workspace, claiming I needed solitude due to disturbed sleep. I said his snoring worsened my condition. He didn't like it, but couldn't object without seeming controlling. I saw the calculation in his eyes, the irritation. I installed a small camera, collecting months of footage, Ethan entering at night, checking if I was asleep, tampering with my bedside water. Sometimes he'd stand there watching me breathe. Once he tested my reflexes, pinching me to see if I'd stir. Another time he held a mirror to my face as if checking for breath. His expression wasn't worry, it was disappointment. I sent hair samples to a lab, paying cash, and using Leela's address. I saved portions of his special meals in labeled containers, hidden in a cooler in my car. I kept a detailed log at Leela's house. Every symptom, every drink he gave me, every blackout. I photographed myself daily, documenting the weight loss, the jaundiced skin, the thinning hair. This went on for nearly a year, then another. I played the frail wife, growing weaker, more forgetful. I'd knock over glasses or stumble over words in front of others, reinforcing his narrative while building my case. While he thought I was at therapy, I met with a lawyer. I learned Ethan had taken out a large life insurance policy on me, told my doctor I was mentally declining, and hinted to colleagues about my early dementia. He'd researched poisons that mimicked natural illnesses, untraceable toxins, and even joked about becoming a widower. The 3rd year was grueling. He started bringing his friend Caleb around, a pharmacist. They'd whisper, falling silent when I entered. I overheard terms like gradual buildup and needs to be stronger. Ethan began talking about moving us to a calmer place, mentioning his cousin Nora's remote cabin by a lake. He described it as peaceful, isolated, perfect for my recovery. He told Mark the lake was deep, easy to get lost in. He bought hiking gear, fishing equipment. I knew I couldn't wait longer. Going to the police without solid proof would pit my word against his. A woman everyone thought was unhinged. Even my mother was discussing guardianship, so I took a risk. I invited Leela over for dinner, saying I needed her support. Ethan made his signature dish, the one that always left me violently ill. When he stepped away, I swapped our plates, my pulse racing. We ate, making small talk, Leela unaware, Ethan smiling his patient smile. Within an hour, he was unsteady, confused, dropping his fork, slurring words. Leela watched, horrified as he forgot where he was. I feigned concern, called poison control, described his symptoms. They urged us to get him him to a hospital. Leela dialed 911, her voice shaking. I laid out my evidence, the journal, videos, lab results, showing Leela everything as Ethan sat, dazed, poisoned by his own hand. Her face crumpled as she realized the truth. The gaslighting, the poison, the calculated plan to erase me while posing as the doting husband. When the ambulance arrived, Leela told the paramedics to test for toxins, pointing to the food samples. I said Ethan prepared the meal and that I had more proof. Police found vials in his desk, substances in his car, and searches on his laptop for untraceable poisons and inheritance laws. They found notes on how to stage a perfect murder. First update, 21 days later, Ethan's been in custody since his arrest. He spent 3 days in the hospital, treated for poisoning from a mix of heavy metals and obscure drugs, a blend no one could accidentally concoct. I keep thinking how that could have been me, how many times it nearly was. The police grilled me for hours, asking why I waited so long. I explained how Ethan isolated me, convinced everyone I was delusional, controlled our money, and tracked my movements. The detective seemed skeptical until Leela backed me up, detailing how Ethan manipulated our friends with videos of my outbursts, coaching them on how to handle my episodes. A search of our home uncovered a hidden safe with labeled vials, a log of my symptoms after each dose, and notes on which mixtures caused blackouts or weakness. They found research on toxins mimicking diseases and maps of Nora's lake, plus a waterproof bag with weights. Leela stays with me now, sleeping on my couch, afraid to leave me alone. She keeps apologizing for not seeing it sooner, for believing Ethan. I can't blame her. He fooled everyone with his perfect act. Ethan's mother, Margaret, showed up at the station, insisting I'd framed her son, that I was the unstable one. She told everyone he was only giving me prescribed medications, that I'd been paranoid for years. When they wouldn't show her the evidence, she called our friends, claiming I'd poisoned Ethan in a delusional revenge plot. At the preliminary hearing, Ethan sat in his jumpsuit, avoiding my gaze, but I felt his fury. The prosecutor presented the videos, journals, lab results, and poisons. The judge denied bail, calling him a danger. His lawyer argued I was the unstable one, that the evidence was tainted. They brought up Caleb, Ethan's pharmacist friend. Texts showed them discussing dosages and tolerance. Caleb claimed it was about supplements, but evidence proved he'd stolen drugs and ordered rare chemicals. He's out on bail, his license suspended, his lawyer claiming Ethan manipulated him. I'm terrified a jury might believe Caleb's story, just as they almost believed Ethan. My medical tests show kidney and liver damage and neurological issues that may never heal. The doctor said I'm lucky to be alive. The charcoal tablets and avoiding Ethan's food saved me. Mark called, sobbing, apologizing for believing Ethan's edited videos of my breakdowns. Ethan's lawyer is pushing my mental health angle, subpoenaing my records, claiming I framed him out of paranoia. I had a panic attack in the store, staring at spaghetti sauce, remembering Ethan's special meals. Leela found me curled up, gasping. An employee offered to call an ambulance, and I screamed I wasn't crazy. Margaret convinced my mom I'd had a psychotic break. My mother showed up with papers for a psych evaluation, saying she just wanted to help. Leela had to block 2 men from a facility who came to take me. My mom cried, insisting she wanted her daughter back, not this poisoning nonsense. The financial probe revealed Ethan had been siphoning money into hidden accounts, selling assets, researching non-extradition countries, and preparing fake IDs. They found a second phone with messages to Caleb about upping doses, and to someone named Ryan about handling Leela if she got suspicious. Police are searching for Ryan. I can't eat without fear, can't sleep without seeing Ethan looming over me. My therapist says it's PTSD, that recovery will take time. Tomorrow, I meet the prosecutor to review the case, ensuring it's airtight against Ethan's devoted husband act. Second update, 3 months later. The trial started last week. Ethan's lawyer keeps hammering my mental instability, painting him as a husband broken by my decline. The prosecutor showed the videos, Ethan tampering with my water, watching me sleep, testing my reflexes. The room went still. His lawyer claimed he was checking my health, adding prescribed drugs because I wouldn't take them. It's chilling how convincing it sounds. They found Caleb at Nora's cabin, the same place Ethan planned to take me. He confessed to supplying drugs and researching toxins with Ethan, planning a natural death. His lawyers pushing a plea, claiming Ethan coerced him. Leela testified about Ethan's manipulation, his videos of my episodes, and the night he poisoned himself. The defense implied we were lovers plotting against Ethan. Leela stood firm, but it shook her. Medical experts confirmed the deliberate poisoning, the organ damage, the neurological effects. Ethan's lawyer suggested my symptoms were psychosomatic, but a doctor shut that down. Heavy metals don't come from stress. Margaret cornered me in the bathroom, insisting I'd ruined Ethan, that I was the sick one. Her eyes had the same cold certainty as his. Mark testified that Ethan laid the groundwork early, showing edited videos to make me seem unstable before I got sick. The financial investigator revealed Ethan's hidden accounts, fake IDs, and escape plans. The defense spun it as preparations for my treatment. They found Ryan, Ethan's old roommate, who admitted Ethan offered him money to intimidate Leela. His testimony was allowed, despite objections. My mother still believes I'm delusional, swayed by Margaret. Leela showed her the evidence, but she won't listen. The defense's psychiatrist, who never met me, claimed I have delusional disorder, spinning my reality as a conspiracy. Our experts countered, explaining gaslighting and abuse patterns. Leela and I live together, too scared to be alone. She's my anchor, the one who saw the truth. Final update. The jury deliberated for 4 days. I sat in the hallway, Leela gripping my hand, my lawyer saying longer deliberations favored us. I feared they'd believe Ethan's act. Then, the verdict. Guilty on all counts. Attempted murder, poisoning, psychological abuse, financial fraud. Ethan's mask slipped, revealing raw anger. Sentenced to 15 years without parole, the judge called it a chilling case of calculated cruelty. Ethan claimed he acted out of love, that I'd see he was helping me. The judge silenced him. Margaret was dragged out, screaming I'd framed her son. Caleb got 8 years with parole possible after 3 for testifying. Ryan got probation. Mark sent flowers, but I haven't replied, too raw from those who doubted me. My mother called, hinting at regret but not apologizing. She wants to talk, but I'm not ready. Leela says family matters, but my mother chose Ethan over me. Leela and I are moving next month to a place free of memories. She's my family now, the one who believed me, who stood by me through the trial and the doubt. Waiting 3 years nearly broke me, but it saved me. It gave me the truth, my freedom, and my life back.